So you're thinking about moving near the St. Johns River. I know St. Johns County and Jacksonville and St. Augustine get a lot of hype for the ocean, living near the Atlantic Ocean, and then also the Intracoastal waterway. But the best kept secret is the St. Johns River and the lifestyle that's around this river. And so I want to share the pros and then a few of the cons, not covering anything up, but just giving it to you straight. The pros, hands down, is the atmosphere. It is so nice out here. This is the middle of September. The humidity is kind of medium and the temperature is in the low 80s and it's really nice out here. The sunrises, if you're on the west side of the river, are spectacular, and the sunsets, if you're on the east side of the river, are equally as spectacular. It just makes your coffee and your wine taste that much better. So if you wanted to come out here by yourself and have some relaxing, peaceful time, maybe walk alone, walk your pet, or walk your kids, run your kids so they can burn all the energy like we do. You know, I have 6 kids and we also have 2 foster kids with us right now. So that's 8 in our household. It's all about helping them burn energy so I don't go a little wacky. And we homeschool, if that wasn't enough. Bring them out here. There's plenty of parks along the St. Johns River. We're currently at Rivertown Park, and this has got asphalt trails and some gravel trails. You can ride bikes. We saw an electric scooter earlier. It's really nice to just get some fresh air and kind of unplug. Go walking with friends. The lifestyle here welcomes it. You'll see these live oak trees. You'll see the magnolia trees. I mean, it's so nice. I don't think people know about it, and I definitely think that it's underused. The vibe and the atmosphere, living near the river or along the river, like in the community of Rivertown, it's chill. It's like the vibe whenever you're living at the beach. It's just a slower pace, more welcoming, more comforting, and it's warmer. So when you go to the grocery store, it's got a different feel than whenever you're kind of in the middle of the hustle and bustle in Jacksonville. The river climate is definitely milder. That means in the hotter summer months, it's slightly cooler. That's what the water does. And also you have more of a breeze. So that's very welcoming. Now, if it's in the middle of the summer, you definitely want to be enjoying the water because that's what it's there for. There's going to be great boating activities, whether you have a bass boat, a flats boat, a pontoon boat, a ski boat. The river is so expansive that you never feel like boat traffic is an issue. There's not a thing of being overcrowded. You can go kayaking, canoeing, paddleboarding, or even rowing for an exercise. Like, it's all welcoming. And oftentimes when there's little to no wind, the water is incredibly glassy, which is just perfect for that. When you're hanging out with friends, whether it's the afternoons, the weekends, or even the holidays, to go out on the boat and enjoy that is like, it's epic. And of course there's like boat membership clubs, like the Freedom Boat Club, that you would pay an initiation fee. I think it's a couple $1,000s up front, and then a monthly fee. And you can call ahead and just rent a boat, any boat you want. Or you could just rent a boat from companies without a membership. I think it's a couple $100 for half a day, which I'd say it's well worth it. Absolutely well worth it to create those memories with you and your family and your friends. Swimming out here, skiing, wakeboarding, it's fantastic. Generally speaking, out here in the river, there's not a concern of like gators or like man-eaters like there may be in Central or South Florida. You don't often hear about that. Now, once you get back in the creeks, yeah, kind of a thing you want to be aware of. But out here with a ski boat and towing a float with kids on top of it, it doesn't get any better than that. So if you have a friend that has a dock or a property along the river and you can cook out and barbecue, like, that's the ultimate. Highly recommend that. For the avid fisherman or the recreational fisherman, you have plenty of species in here. That's a lot of fun to catch. Bass, redfish, speckled trout, flounder, snook, or just like the regular sunnies that the kids like to catch. That's a ton of fun. And you can eat those as well if you're into that. Enjoying the wildlife. The bird game out here, like bird watching, is fantastic. You'll find osprey, you'll see hawks, you'll see eagles. And then for the water life, You'll see manatees, dolphin, and then of course, like I said, all the fish. You may see a gator along the shore. That would be cool. You may see otters. Those are cool. Oh, people also have crab traps in the river. So that could be another fun thing to do with you and the family or friends. What are the downsides? What are the cons of living near the river? First and foremost, if you're in an older area, a low-lying area, then flooding would be a concern. Or if you're near a creek that kind of branches off the river, that's definitely something where you would want to have some due diligence so to make sure that you're not going to be jeopardized to flood, and also carry the cost of flood insurance. Now, most new communities like Rivertown, flooding is a non-issue. The community has been developed and the infrastructure built up so it's not in a flood zone, and they also have the retention ponds to take care of high volumes of water. So it's not even in a flood zone, so you don't need flood insurance. Largely speaking, newer neighborhoods, newer houses, new communities, flooding is a moot point. The other thing that I would say a downside about living along the river would be the bugs. So mosquitoes, no-see-ums, and yellow flies, those are a pain in everyone's rear end. And I would just say, have some bug repellent handy, screen in your back patio. But hey, today is middle of September, 0 bugs. Maybe there's some like annoying gnats, but there's not any biting bugs to speak of. So hey, like I said, I think the St. Johns River lifestyle and enjoyability and activities is the most underappreciated and underutilized aspect of living in St. Johns County in Jacksonville. And when you get here and you see the canopy of trees and the moss, and you're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. It's definitely a wonderful surprise. And so hey, as you guys have questions, and most of you do, just send us a quick text. That's what most families do for us. Shoot over any questions you have. We can also learn your goals and begin to put together a game plan for you and your family transitioning to this area, whether you're out of state or out of town, or even in town. My real estate team and I really care. We're real people. We're here to serve you and help you transition to the Sunshine State. Send us a quick text, and I'll see you on the next video.